Welcome to the third installment in my video podcast series on historic opera recordings. Today we're going to play for you a couple of excerpts from an incredible 1962 performance of Tosca. But before we do that, I want to remind you to tune in to the Finger Lakes Opera YouTube channel. We'll be premiering two programs by our Tomita young artists. Now, to the music. As I said, this is a performance of Tosca. It's recorded on the Decca label in 1962. It is a studio recording. That means it's not live, but it was done in the studio, and the performers on this recording are just incredible. The Tosca was sung by the great American soprano Leontyne Price. The Cavaradossi was sung by Giuseppe Di Stefano, and Scarpia was sung by Giuseppe Taddei. Now, this whole performance was conducted by Herbert von Karajan, who was leading the Vienna Philharmonic and the Vienna State Opera Chorus. Now I want to get right to the music. The first thing we're going to play for you is the finale to Act 1. It's called the Te Deum, and it is a dramatic climax to the first act. It serves as a dark foreshadowing of the horrible business which is to come in the next two acts. In this piece, Puccini juxtaposes the sacred and the diabolical, as Scarpia's profane desire for Tosca is portrayed alongside the swelling strains of the Te Deum chorus. Scarpia's dangerous psychosis is on full display when he cries out, "Tosca, mi fai dimenticare il Dio. Tosca, you make me forget God," just before he joins with the chorus in their final statement, "Te aeternum patrem omnis terra veneratur." Everlasting Father, all the earth worships thee. The act then comes to a thunderous conclusion with an ominous restatement of the Scarpia motif. Here we hear Giuseppe Taddei as Scarpia, with Herbert von Karajan leading the Vienna State Chorus and Orchestra. And now we come to the main reason for presenting this incredible recording today, the performance of American lyric soprano Leontyne Price, one of the greatest sopranos of the 20th century in one of her signature roles with one of her most important musical partners, Herbert von Karajan. Now, born in Laurel, Mississippi in 1927, Price was the first black American to become a leading performer at the Met. Her professional singing debut took place in April of 1952, when she was cast by the composer in a revival of Four Saints in Three Acts by Virgil Thomson. This performance in turn led to her being able to sing Bess in an international tour of Porgy and Bess. And it was during this tour that Price met and married her co-star in the production, Rochester's and Eastman School of Music's own William Warfield. Now, throughout her historic career, Price was renowned for her recitals, concerts, and recordings of song repertoire as much as she was for opera. And over the course of the middle part of those next several years in the mid-1950s, Price was featured on many recitals literally all over the globe as a solo performer and in duo performances with Warfield. Now, it was in 1955 that Price first sang for the conductor Herbert von Karajan, who was touring with the Vienna Philharmonic in the United States at the time. Now, Karajan was so incredibly impressed and moved by the young American soprano that he quickly became one of her most ardent supporters and important musical collaborators, and thus began a long and productive musical association, and the one which gave rise to the recording we're listening to today. Price made her long-awaited Met opera debut in 1961, opening the season with a monumental portrayal of Leonora in Il Trovatore opposite Franco Corelli. Now, anecdotal accounts of that opening night performance state that the ovation at the end of the opera was one of the longest in Met opera history, lasting somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 minutes. Now, that 1961 season at the Met also saw Price star in 4 more leading roles. In total, her Met opera career lasted until 1983, and over the course of those seasons at the Met, Price gave 201 performances in 16 different roles. And she continued to sing recitals and concerts until her retirement in 1997. Now, in our final excerpt from this recording, we will hear Leontyne Price sing the signature aria from Tosca, Visitarte. What I find incredibly moving and compelling about Leontyne Price's gift, one of the things, was her ability to sing with such sheer lyrical beauty, purity, and innocence, but then to be able to flip a switch and add more warmth and richness when the music and the drama called for it. In this Act 2 aria, Tosca finds herself at the mercy of the depraved Scarpia, with seemingly no way out, and she asks God, "Why, Lord, when I have been so faithful, and I have praised you with my gifts, do you pay me back with such pain and torment?" This is American soprano Leontyne Price singing the role of Tosca, with Herbert von Karajan leading the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra in this 1962 Decca studio recording.